Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to Friday. I am so tired. So it's the day after my birthday and it's the end of a long teaching week. And apparently also my body has decided it's that time of the month. It started yesterday kind of by surprise. I mean, I knew I was like gonna be any day then, but I wasn't having a lot of the fatigue that normally comes before it starts. And I think that's because it decided that all that fatigue was gonna come after it started. This morning, I just, like, it's literally 11 o'clock. It has taken me 2 hours to, well, slightly more than that. It's taken me 3 hours to like get out here dressed, relatively put together. Like, I don't know where the last few hours have gone because I really haven't done that much, but it's just taken me that long to do the few things that I've done. That is how I feel this morning. So almost afternoon. So yeah, it's not ideal. It's not really how I want it to feel on Friday. The weather is beautiful. I'm so exhausted. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to manage like a slow walk around my neighborhood. So it's a bit disappointing. I mean, I'm still enjoying the weather. I can open up the windows. It's a little cold right now. It's 55. So right now it is currently colder outside than it is inside. It's 61 in my apartment. It's really chilly in here, but I'm loving it. But I am wearing my thickest jumper and I've got a long sleeve t-shirt underneath. So it's really nice in here, but I'm not going to open up the windows. I might open them up later or go sit on my balcony. I'll probably sit on the balcony if I don't go for a walk or a hike, but I really wanted to. But when was the last day I did yoga? I think it's been like almost 2 weeks since I've just had a yoga day. So I feel like my body is telling me it's a yoga day, but I just hate having yoga days when the weather is so nice. It's easier to say I'm just gonna do yoga today when it's like 80 degrees out and not as nice to be out walking, but like this is perfect hiking weather. But then I tell myself it's only 11. Let's see how I feel at like 3 o'clock. I might, if I rest throughout the day, I might have enough energy to go for a very slow walk around the neighborhood. It's just, it's the mental benefit. Like that's what makes me want to like go out for a walk or a hike. It's not just the physical movement. It's just how good my brain feels and how good my like mood and attitude feel after I go for a hike. Looking at my task list for the day, I need to get coffee and I need to get food because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So that needs to happen right away. And then I have published the vlog. So I need to import the footage for the next vlog. I don't have a ton of tasks. I purposely kept my task load light, and the timing of all of this is kind of good because since it is the day after my birthday, I'd already kind of intended to not work a full day today. So I've been working ahead and getting some stuff done and putting in some extra hours earlier this week so that I could only do like a half day today. So I need to, as far as teaching tasks go, I need to check my email and go through my email, go through my inbox, try to get that back down to a manageable level. Oh, there's a training I can do. I need to do my annual fire safety training. I might do that today because that's something that needs to get checked off the list, but then does not require that much from me. And then I need to check the grading status of things, like just check to see what has been turned in late. I'm pretty much caught up on grading, so I'm at a point where now I'm just grading things as they're being turned in late. So I want to go through all 4 grade centers and just check what late assignments have been submitted and grade those so that I'm still caught up on grading. And then I want to do some B session prep. The syllabus for B session is due the Monday of spring break, so I want to get my syllabus turned in by Friday before spring break. So next week I want to do that, but next week I'm in conferences all week. So or most of the day, every day next week. So I'm not going to have a ton of time to do prep work next week. So I want to do some B session work. I think my syllabus is just about done and ready to be posted. So I want to go through the syllabus one more time and then also get my canvas shell created. I want to have everything done before spring break. Basically, I don't want to work over spring break. I feel like every other academic year as a grad student and then as a full-time instructor, I have done some amount of work over spring break. We didn't get spring break last year because of the pandemic. They canceled it so that students wouldn't travel. The spring break before that, spring break 2020, was when everything started. So it was towards the end of spring break in 2020 that they decided to go remote. So when we went on spring break, we all thought we were coming back, and then we didn't. So we'd switched rapidly to remote instruction. So that spring break, I ended up doing some work for about half of spring break because they made the announcement, I think, on Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. So I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to shift everything to remote and to online instruction for 5 classes I was teaching. And then I feel like spring break of 2019 and 2018, I was still doing like some grading and stuff. So, and then my PhD, I was definitely doing work, either teaching work or PhD work over spring break. So I don't think I've taken a spring break completely off. And that is my intention for this year. So I want to do some work today and then next week to prepare for that. And then non-teaching stuff, I want to do some work on the cover. I think I'm getting close to finalizing the colors that I want. If my brain will let me, I want to spend some time today just kind of thinking and brainstorming book description. Anyway, I can feel my brain shutting down and I can't think anymore. So I'm gonna go get some coffee, decaf, unfortunately. I don't even have regular caffeine if I wanted it. Get some food. But welcome to a new vlog. Welcome to a gentle work from a home day where I don't feel that great and I'm not operating at anywhere close to 100%. I'm not even at like 75%. I feel like I'm at 40% battery. So let's see how much work I can do when I'm this tired. I'm hoping I can just put some YouTube videos on, some good music, just relax and get stuff done and just make a little bit of progress for the day. just a little bit. Okay, it is now 2:39. I am just moving so slow today, like so slow. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I feel like next week, as exhausting as it is, it's still going to be better than the last few weeks have been, and it's still a week that I'm really looking forward to. And then the week after that is spring break, and I'm really looking forward to spring break. So it just feels like yesterday was this kind of sigh of relief, and I feel like today, getting back to today and why I'm so exhausted today, feels like today is that kind of, my body knows it can rest now. My body knows that as intense as next week is going to be, it's still going to be 2 weeks of working from home, being in my home environment, feeling like I'm in a safe space, being able to focus on the work that I really love doing, like working with my students. And so my body is just kind of letting go of a lot of that stress that it's been holding in. And so I think my body's just like, okay, I know it's only Friday, but we're still done now. The weekend has begun. So I might not get much B-session work done. I think I'm going to review my syllabus and then call teaching work done for the day and shift back to doing some book work. I really want to, I need to start getting my book description written for book 3. I need to get a rough draft sorted out so that I can send that to a few people, a few friends, and get some feedback on it. I'm just looking forward to a weekend of kind of doing nothing. I'm reading a book on burnout right now that's really good. Normally I would kind of let myself linger over some of the nonfiction books. Like, I'll read 2 or 3 novels in the time it takes me to get through one nonfiction book, because I don't like rushing through them. I like sitting with the information, but this one feels like it's got a lot of really good information that I need right now, because I'm starting to realize that I think I've been in denial about how severe my burnout actually is. Like, it was really frustrating because my doctor's appointment on Wednesday was just a follow-up for the blood pressure stuff and recapping what the cardiology office sent her, but we didn't really, I don't know, there was just so much that I feel like we didn't get to talk about, because I would have liked to have brought up like how burned out I feel. I don't know that it would have done anything anyway. It's not like I'm going to get an official diagnosis of burnout. Not that it would make a difference if I did, because it's not going to change anything. But yeah, I feel like the reality of the high blood pressure that I was dealing with back in October, and now the heart problem, minor as it is, it's still something isn't right with my heart. I now have a name for it, which is really long and complicated. So if you missed the last vlog, it's PSVT, paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. I feel very smart for being able to just say that. Vaguely understand what it means. I understand it enough to know that like it's not something for me to stress about, and that's not going to help it anyway. But it just is like really pointing out to me the blood pressure and the tachycardia, the PSVT. Both of those are also probably more down to age and genetics than anything else. But the stress I have been under for the last several years can't have helped either of them either. Like, maybe the stress didn't cause those problems, but it definitely isn't helping those problems. So like, it's just really hitting home the importance of slowing down, being more mindful, being more aware of how I'm spending my time, how I'm using my thoughts, not dwelling on the stuff that's not getting done, but just trusting that it will get done eventually. But that if I keep pushing myself at that unsustainable pace, and it felt like just as I was getting to a point post PhD where I was starting to have more of that life-work balance, even with self-publishing and like wanting to start my own business and like all of that stuff, then the pandemic started, and that just added a whole different dimension of stuff to think about and worry about and stress about, and a whole other number of factors to consider. And work just became so much more time consuming and so much more mentally taxing that, you know, the schedule and the pace I was starting to set for myself, even that reduced pace was still too much. Part of me feels like none of the stress, I don't think, has caused the blood pressure or the heart thing, but getting those 2 diagnoses and being put on different medications for both of those problems is just really driving home that like I have to slow down, and I have to be taking things easier and not pushing myself, and prioritizing rest and sleep and eating properly and drinking enough water and walking or hiking or doing yoga, like moving somehow every day. Like, it's not a choice anymore. It's not something that I can just choose to ignore and choose to just keep punishing my body with an unsustainable pace and an unsustainable workload. So yeah, it's been a long ramble, but yeah, I just feel like I'm pretty good at vlogging when things are going well and when I'm feeling really good and when there's a lot going on and there's a lot to do, and I can get lots of like interesting b-roll and like cozy b-roll and all of that stuff. But I'm not as good, and this is why I really haven't been vlogging Tuesdays or Thursdays this whole semester other than the first week, because Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm just doing as little as possible in the morning and early afternoon before I go to campus, and then I just switch into survival mode. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other and getting through teaching the 2 classes back to back, and then getting home without getting into a car accident, and then taking a shower, getting cozy, getting some food, and resting for a little bit before I go to sleep. Like, that has been my Tuesday and Thursday. But I do think it's important to kind of share days like this where I'm not getting much done and there's not a lot going on. It's not a weekend where I can just like not do anything and just vlog what books I'm reading and things like that. Like, it is technically a work day, and I did have work that needed to be done. Like, I feel like I used to have people compliment me, like they meant it as a compliment, you know. They'd be like, I don't know how you do everything. You're like a machine, you know, how productive you are. And that goes back to my PhD days as well. Like, it's not a recent thing, but then that increased when I started writing and self-publishing, because then it was like, oh my gosh, like, how do you do a full-time job and write these books? And kind of feel like this is the answer. Like, I did it in a way that wasn't sustainable, and I did it in a way, like, I've been working for the last several years in a way that my body just couldn't keep up with long term. I maxed out on how much I could push myself. I don't know. It's now nearly 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna switch over to my syllabus and go through my syllabus one last time. I think I want to compare it side by side with my current syllabus and just make sure I've got all the right policy information. That should take me to about 4 o'clock, 4:30, and I will decide. I at least want to go for a walk around the block, but I really want to go for a hike. I just don't think I should. I want to, but I don't think it'd be the smartest thing to do. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna get to work. I will chat with you once I decide if I'm leaving this apartment or not. Okay, it's now 4:19. I don't think I'm gonna go hiking. I'm really bummed. I really wanted to, but for a variety of reasons, I know it's not a good idea. I am gonna go for a walk, and I'll take you guys with me. I only really want to be out for like 30 minutes. I don't want to go far. I don't want to walk very fast, and I don't want to walk very far, and I want to kind of still be close to the apartment so that if I have to bail out of my walk, I can do that. So I'm gonna go get changed and get my shoes on and just go for a nice gentle walk. But I have made good progress. I need to move these. I was just looking at the previous books to kind of try to read the book descriptions and get my head back into that headspace. I think I have a book description. I think it's good enough. I mean, it is book 3, so I feel like I don't have to sell new readers because they're going to start with book 1, although I should include a note for the product page. So I have a description. I have, as far as what, you know, my publishing checklist that I am working on, I've got a title. I will tell you guys soon. I now have 214 words, which I feel is the same length about as the other books. So I've got a book description. I've got my 2 categories. I know I need to go into books 1 and 2 and edit the keywords. I feel like I've got better keywords for this book because I've learned more about all of this since publishing book 1. So I think I need to go into book 1 and 2 and edit those. But I've got my keywords. I've got my 7 that I'm allowed. And then I've got 5 tagline ideas. I usually try to just brainstorm like at least 5 to 10 taglines. Just if I have an idea, I put it down, even if I know as I'm typing it, I'm not going to use this one. So there's one that I'm like, I know I'm not going to use that one. There's another that I'm really not sure of, but there's 3 that I think could work, and that would work with the taglines I've used on the previous books. So I've got 5 to choose from. And then I've also got my back of the book bio. So I've made progress. I'm happy with that. And I did play a little bit with the colors. I think I'm ready to start coloring in the final version of the cover. So I'm going to keep playing with that probably tonight. But the cover I feel like is far enough now that if I show you, it's going to give away the cover, and I kind of want to. I don't mind giving you like little sneak peeks and teasers at stuff, but I don't want to like give away the full look until we're actually doing the reveal. But I feel like we're getting close to that. I feel like the cover reveal will be coming soon. I need to send a newsletter, so I don't want to skip out a month, but I might just write up something quick. But I feel like in March, I can't believe it's almost March, there will be a few. I think a lot of things are going to start moving fast in March, I think. And my plan is to definitely utilize spring break. I cannot wait until upload date. Like, I will just feel such a sense of relief when it's finally upload day and I can just know there's nothing left for me to do but launch the dang thing. Okay, I think I'm calling it done. I'm done working for the day. I can cross everything off. So all that is left to check off is go for a walk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm home and I'm back in my cozies and it's getting dark. The sun is set. Got not all the fairy lights, almost all the fairy lights. There we go. I've got all the fairy lights on in the apartment and I'm lighting the candles as well, or I'm turning on the battery operated candles, but I do want to light my big candle jar and just settle in. I've got my heating pad on for my back because my back is feeling just a little bit sore and tight after sitting at my desk today. I'm watching the news at the moment. I'm watching PBS NewsHour, so I'm catching up on yesterday's episode because I didn't watch it, and obviously a lot of stuff happened yesterday. After that, I'm gonna watch Hawkeye on Disney Plus. I've watched the first episode, so I've got 5 more to watch, so I want to finish that series this weekend, so I'm gonna continue watching it tonight. So yeah, it should be a really, really lovely, lovely evening here at home. Just nice and cozy here in my apartment. Okay, it is time to end this vlog. I have been watching Hawkeye. It's very good. Just been having a very quiet, cozy evening. Perfect way to end a long week. And it's not that today's been exhausting. I was just exhausted throughout the entire day. Today's been great. Since we were talking about the weather earlier, because it's really nice right now, but then it's gonna warm up, but then it might, fingers crossed, go back down into the 70s again. I'd like to know, like, we're just about to March. By the time this vlog goes up, yes, it will be March. So what does March look like weather-wise where you live? Here in Arizona, it's very sporadic. It's warm and feeling borderline summer one day, and then because like it's gonna get up to 87 degrees, which is like 29 degrees Celsius, so it's gonna feel quite early summery on Wednesday, which is like the 2nd or 3rd of March. March in Arizona is like a roller coaster. And we don't know what's gonna happen. So what does March look like where you live? Is it still very much feeling like winter, or is it starting to feel like spring? I'd love to know. So yeah, that can be our question of the vlog. And before I just keep yawning, I'm gonna go. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, all of that great stuff. I would really appreciate it. Say hi in the comments and let me know what your March weather is like where you live. Because I find the weather around the world endlessly fascinating. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!